All right, so let's talk about the course here. We've got 3 parts broken down into 6 modules, but the part 1 is all going to be about membership sites, learn the ins and outs of these types of membership sites and how to run yours effectively. So we're going to talk about um, membership sites. I'm going to kind of interchange that with continuity programs because the main thing we want to do is build these systems online so anyone can access them. But also there are some continuity systems offline. You probably know of a lot of them, such as reward cards and things like that. But we're mainly going to focus on the online side of things so that you can scale this with your business. And that'll be the first part, is mainly how to run these effectively, how to build them, some examples of different ones for different industries. And then in part 2, we're going to learn step by step on how to build these beautiful membership sites. So we're going to make a site just like the one you're in right now, actually. It's the exact same site. So the second part here, you're actually going to be able to make a clone of Membership Manifesto and put your own look, feel, and touch on it, but it's going to be very similar to the one you're looking at right now, along with some ways that you can change it up if you're not particularly digging the look of this site. There's really any WordPress theme that you can install on your site you can use as a membership site. So we're going to go over that in the plugins that we use. We're going to look at a free one, a premium one, and the best one, in my opinion, the one that's used by most people, which is Wishlist. And we'll look at all those, how to set them up, step by step. We'll show you that. And then the third part is going to be about growing your membership base. So basically, how to get members, whether it's with your current customers, your new customers, and we're going to look at all those different methods, and we're also going to look at how to build landing pages for your membership sites, so how to sell those. So that's going to be really great content. But first, let's start with what are membership sites. So the easy answer is you're in one right now. So if you are familiar with the concept of putting content online for people to consume, obviously a lot of content online is free, but how can you capture content that you can charge for? It's putting content out on the web that is for members only. And those types of systems are all over the place, but we're going to show you how to actually build one for your members only. And there are free and paid versions of membership sites. So you could have a free one to just help promote your business and make it have more exclusivity, but we're going to look at both those types of systems. And the nice thing about membership sites is they provide residual income with low maintenance. So as you may have seen on the sales page for this program, there's a chart that displays how much work you're doing, and the chart goes up, goes up, goes up, because you're always increasing in your workload if you're adding on new clients, but at a certain point you can only do so much work, and that's called the breaking point, when your work exceeds the amount of work you can do. And that's when you cut corners, you really have a high maintenance system, or you try to work 100 hours a week and it's just not doable. Nice thing about these systems is you can actually completely automate the process and make it so that you could sell to 1,000 people, and only thing you'd have to keep up on is customer support. You wouldn't have to actually do any of the work. So we're going to look at how to capture that kind of information and sell it for residual income. Now, as we talked about a few seconds ago, these can be free or paid. Free works well if you're running a service-based business and you want to upsell into these systems. So it can work 2 ways. You can either sell the system for a monthly price or a yearly price, or however you want to charge for it. You can sell the system, or you can have the system be free and upsell into your premium products. So you can sell into, say you have a high dollar consulting fee, but you want to give most of the information away for free. You can do that too. There's a bunch of different models, and we'll take a look at those. So what can you provide in your membership area? First and foremost, and the easiest one to do, is video training. And obviously that's what you're watching right now. And in the 5th module, we're going to actually look at how to record that content, how to add it into the system, and what types of content you can capture. The video training is very attractive because people either learn in three different ways. They either like to read things, listen to things, or see things. And well, there's a few more, but that's the three main ways that you can provide online. And video covers almost all of those. I mean, it's a visual, and they can read what's on the screen, and they obviously have an audio part to it too. And then there's group coaching that you can provide. So if you're in the VIP program of this, you'll actually bi-weekly there is group coaching that everyone gets on a call, and we look over things that are going on and do Q&As, so you can charge for that. And then there's also content that you can classify as, I guess, guru or industry leader recordings and interviews. So can you go out and talk to someone in your industry that's one of the top people, interview them, and include that into your membership content. And then this is a great way to get content. It's called private label rights content. So out on the web, there are a lot of things you can purchase the rights to distribute, and it's a lot less expensive than you think. It can be as little as $5 for a whole video course, and you can rebrand it and relabel it, and it's free for you to provide to your users, and you can charge for a monthly fee for that. So we'll look at different ways to use private label right content, and of course there's the PLR course that is in the bonuses section of this too, if you want to go really in depth into PLR content. And then obviously you can have downloadable resources. For instance, our course here, we have a continuity calculator that you can download, input your variables, and actually calculate different types of continuity systems. So that's a downloadable resource, and you can build those into your system really easy. And we'll talk about how to build those as well in Module 5. And then you can provide a group forum or a private social network group, and that's a good place to say, go join the community if you haven't yet. It's up at the top in the navigation. Go join that. It's a Facebook group, and that's a great tool and a great value to your customers, especially if you're an industry-leading type system where you're actually helping others in your industry. You can provide this networking group, especially good for Q&A as well, but your members will network together, and that's a very powerful tool that you can provide. And then there's newsletter signups within membership areas. So you could say, I have a monthly newsletter that you get with this, and you're paying $30 a month for the membership area, but you also get the newsletter. So that's included with it. But that can be something you can provide with different mail systems that we'll go over as well in Module 5. And then customer support. You could actually build a membership site just for customer support and have that be an upsell within your business, and maybe call it VIP customer support or on-demand customer support that they can access for a fee or provide it for free. Just really depends on your business model. And then let's go item by item here. We've talked about it pretty in depth, but we'll breeze through these pretty quick. Video training could be as simple as making a presentation like this and recording the content. It's a very effective training method because it's very visual, and it brings people in, and it has a very high perceived value. So people grow up with TV, they watch YouTube videos, and they have a high perceived value of that content because it takes a while to produce, and it's not as if you just wrote it out by hand. You actually had to do some work to produce it. But the nice thing is these days, it's a lot more cost effective than it used to be to make video content. So that's a good thing, is high perceived value. And it also can be delivered over time, which we're going to talk a little bit more in the actual building modules. But that's considered drip content, where you may say, well, this is a 6-week course, so you only get one video a week. That's a nice way to present content, is over time. And that can be done really with any kind of content, but it works really well with video as well. Group coaching, we talked about this, but to touch on it again, it's great for answering specific questions of your customers, and it's a very nice VIP feature where you can charge for another fee for them to access you from a coaching level. And the nice thing is you could have 100 people on the call for an hour, and it would only cost you an hour of your time for 100 people, versus if you were consulting, it would be 100 hours for 100 people. So it's very good system to reach out to a lot of people. And there's a couple different systems you can use. GoToWebinar is a very good one. We'll look at those more in Module 5 as well. on how to do those. You can do them even for free. You won't even need GoToWebinar for that. And then you can always record these sessions as we do in the VIP area and add them to your membership area. So that's something you can do as well, is record those, and those become more content for your website. And then Guru recordings and interviews, we talked about this, and again, it's finding people in your industry, interviewing them, getting those concepts that are going to help people in your industry if you're providing content for them, or even your customers. That is a very valuable resource. And you can also organize this content by subject. So you may interview, if you're in the real estate, you may interview about foreclosing, you may interview about best ways to list your homes or stage your homes. You could get different experts for each set of content. And they can provide unique perspectives and insights to your members about this content. And then PLR content, this is a great way to get pre-made content at a low cost. It can supplement some of the material you're producing yourself, or you can go full PLR and just use private label right content instead of even making your own content. So this is actually a great solution for entrepreneurs. If you are an entrepreneur and you see a niche that needs to be filled, but you may not be the biggest expert in it, you may be informed about it, but you may not know everything about it, you can pick up pre-made content for that niche, and your job then is just to market it. So this content can usually be changed as well, or usually it depends. You can get the master rights to it for a little more money and actually label it as your own content, but you may not be able to do that. You may have to list it as the system as you purchased. And there's tons of PLR content out there. We'll look again in Module 5 at some different examples. But again, in the resources section of this site is a lot of information about PLR content. So in the next video, we're going to talk more about downloadable resources. So stay tuned for that.